Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I posted my last video. I had a few rough days there to go through. I think anybody who goes through cancer, any type of disease, knows that you've got a few rough patches to go through, and those were mine. If you had seen me a couple of days ago, I would have looked quite a bit different. Wild story, I actually got discharged from the hospital and ran into a beehive. Well, that's what it looked like. It's more of a boring story. Actually, I got a nosebleed, and my face started swelling. And in addition to that, I had some swelling on the side of my scalp and the top of my scalp. And to top it off, I had some kind of injury to my right calf muscle. And it's still swollen, but yesterday I couldn't walk on it, and so simple things like getting up and going to the restroom, I had to have my dad help me. I had one arm around him, and he just basically carried me until I could get in there, and just hopping on one foot. But woke up in the middle of the night, and I decided I'd constantly getting fluids that I needed to go to the restroom again, and so I'm like, well, this is going to be a chore. So I raised my right knee, and I was like, that felt pretty good. So I put my foot on the ground, and I was like, that felt even better, no pain. So I stood up, and I was like, Sam, I can stand, which was great. And I'm not walking, but I'm hobbling, and that's much better than not being able to put any weight on it at all. Just having mobility, is something you can easily take for granted. And the doctors came in this morning, and they were wanting to do a biopsy on my head, because the doctors who had come in hadn't seen me since I had all this swelling. And so they ordered one of the dermatologists to come see me, and that didn't happen until this afternoon. The dermatologist came in, and the swelling had gone down so much even since the doctors had come in that they didn't even know what to biopsy. They looked around my head, and I'm like, well, I think it's right here, but they didn't know exactly where, and and on top of that, I'm neutropenic, meaning that I don't heal. My body can't fight off diseases, and especially if I get cut, it's going to be a bad thing. And a biopsy is a pretty big cut. And he didn't want to poke a hole in my head, and of course, a head wound bleeds really badly, and that was one thing that he didn't want to do if I'm neutropenic, if it's not necessary. And so they're going to wait over the weekend.
Yay.
And see if the swelling continues to go down. I've had the ear, nose, and throat people stick a probe that long up my nose, and twice. The one thing they're concerned about is a fungal infection, and that's the bad one. And they said they found no signs of a fungal infection. I had a CT scan yesterday. The CT scan showed no signs of a fungal infection. I had an ultrasound on my leg, and the ultrasound showed no signs of a fungal infection. It showed some fluid, but it showed no signs of any kind of infection, and that's big. And they said there are three possibilities: it's a fungal infection, bacterial infection, or it's I had one dose of chemotherapy yesterday, which they cut off because I'd been running a fever, and they said that it was possibly the one dose of chemotherapy fighting off the leukemia. And I don't know what it was. My first reaction in the middle of the night was like, somebody must be praying over my leg that I can stand. And I haven't had a fever in over 24 hours, and counting. And that's what I chalk it up to. It's just the continued prayer support of all you guys. I mean, I think the doctors were kind of
They're confused.
confused and astounded. You know,
Confused.
it didn't make sense. So it had to be one of these three things. You know, there has to be an explanation. Not always. You know, it's God can do some crazy things. So just wanted to give you an update. Just let you know that I'm feeling well today, and we will start back chemotherapy hopefully on Monday, and hoping that this will take out the cancer cells, but knowing that God has a plan and that He will heal us. It just takes time. And just wanted to say thank you, and we love you. Bye.